if we can get into controlish part of the game, this deck like completely holds control over everything. Like you have so many counter spells. You just need to survive, and Luis is pretty good at helping you survive. You know, we show that we don't have 2 mana interaction, so that's a big deal. But we can get rid of the, you know, the tap land, and you don't want it on your crucial turn or something. Okay, I mean, this is start. We can go Terminus. We could even go for the Pillager. We can probably get it back later or something. It really would help. You know what? Let's be ultra greedy. Because we have so many plays that this is in a way a freebie. And this cannot block, and they don't want to lose the Blood Witch. We would love to have a counter spell on this turn, but we need to wait 1 more, unfortunately. So, you know, a little bit on the rough side. Not perfect for us. But if we can survive this 1 turn, guys, I think we're doing some decent stuff. We absolutely... Man, this Luis... Man, he's my personal hero. He's not a villain. He's the hero. Oh, they still dealt damage. I'll be honest, I kinda did the whole play to prevent it, and I forgot that even if they lose a creature, they still deal damage. Alright. Definitely painful. But now we can recover, so it's fine. It's fine. We have the place. I think we can take some damage as long... Man, this is so fun because normally you need to choose either you get a card advantage or a counter spell. So if they force you to counter, you are like, it's not great, you know? This is fine. As long as something doesn't hit us right now, we are completely fine with it. 3 damage, they can still play something, don't forget. Let's see, what is the verdict? What are the 2 cards? Oh, they will go for the Miner. So I think we go for Deadly Cover-Up then. Perfect. I counter it. Joke. Drawing cards is the best stuff. By the way, just a casual shuffler draw. 15 cards, 4 of them, easy. I mean, that's how you draw, right? So let's go for Deadly Cover-Up and start cleaning the mess. This one definitely helps. And we'll go for the Miner, just to make sure that they don't come back. And our opponent really wants this extra value. So we will see in a moment what they have. Delnay. Oh, you sneaky. Sneaky. Alright. Obviously would love to have some mana for counter spells, but you know, we kinda need to roll with this one. We can always use Marang and try to outscale them in the board. Chill, bro. I swept the board. Wow, I'm half dead already. Vladimir, the New Blood, and something else, and the Blood Witch. We could sweep it again. Oh, this is such a nice card. Can we take this damage and counter the next spell? We could also sweep the board and have a counter spell if we pay 2 life. Oh, that seems to be so much better. So much better. Rough. I mean, the name of the card fits perfectly. This opponent. Face damage. Now with sweepers. Alright, so we still take some damage. Not perfect, but I hope this is where we stop the bleeding. And we have a dragon. Oh, gotcha. That's why we paid 2 life to make this absolutely premium play. And now our opponent is at our mercy with counter spells, drawing cards. 4-4, you will see how quickly it will change. They have this fortress, but that's kinda it. This is conviction. Okay. Sure, I counter it. And this time we counter and draw a card. Isn't it better to do both things? And we got... Man, this is sweet. This is how you like playing your control. This deals 3 damage, so we need to be, you know, careful about it. But here we can... Man, this card is everything I like about control. Just drawing cards or countering spells so we can draw more cards. The fact that you get both is such a big deal, man. I don't really need to do it, but I will do it because it's so fun to counter literally everything and still... Oh, we did... Oh, it has to be this. It has to be this. This is why we play control. Alright, so we can still counter 2 spells. So let's wait until they have absolutely 0 fuel. Soon they will feel desperate and they will stop casting spells and literally go for the fortress. However, they can still sacrifice it. Is the desperation moment already here? Feels like it. This one has menace. So let's kill it. Spending only 3 mana, so we can still counter spell. And of course, they will go for the big play. Because why wouldn't they? Well, how about... I think this can copy Marang, so... How about countering literally every spell? Remember when we had 4 cards and they had 4 cards? Told you it will change very, very quickly. And now we can start stealing the best stuff from our opponent while also having removal and also having counter spells. Oh, you like those cool juicy... Sephiroth, it will life gain. Love it. I need some life gain in my life. So now we can start life gaining. Okay, so we chill here. We keep one of the interactions. If they do nothing, we make the fish, and we use it to fuel the Sephiroth, and soon we will start life gaining with our opponent's deck. Oh, this is exactly what we wanted. And because we are not fearing our opponent at the slightest, we want to take 2 damage. Yes, because if we take 2 damage, they cannot make a 2 mana spell. And that's all we care about. And right now we play this, and you know what? We even swing with this. Just for, for pressure. Let's go Sephiroth. This is our new Sephiroth deck that can life gain, draw cards, all at the same time, and... Oh, and now we will make fish so we can fuel Sephiroth and never lose again. What type of amazing counter spell do we want? I think I'm feeling Exhale today. It feels like the right counter spell for a moment, you know? And because our opponent cannot do anything, let's make a fish go to sea. Guys, this is why we play control, let's be honest. So, our opponent is going first, helloing us with a blue deck. Alright, we will hello back. If that's blue, that's fine. Oh boy, that you hate to be on the draw as a control, especially when you play counter spells. However, that being said, hopefully we'll have enough time to do the thing, you know? We don't really care. So this puts the counters whenever they cast a spell. Okay. So far it's 1 damage, we can absolutely take it. They can also try to untap it and push more damage this way. Probably that's the case. This is so far from killing this because of Word 2 that I really think we just go with this one. We'll probably cycle cards at the end step. Okay, sure. At least we can get the Terminus and counter spell. Like, Terminus is surprisingly useful. Every time you cast it, it's like, oh, it's better now, you know? That's the play. So they will probably keep pushing the damage and trying to counter every sweeper. So the whole point is that we'll try to slow them down. I think we can get this guy. We cannot go for this because then we need to pay the ward and then they counter spell. Yep, mana. Mana, that's all you need to know. Bro, this is permanently highlighted basically. So now they lost one of their big plays and we live gain. So this virtue really made the difference. Right now they are not in a great spot, you know. It felt really great for our opponent early, but now we are not early anymore. There is a chance I should cast it in response, because now if they counter it, they get the counter, so we'll see, we'll see. We have Deadly Cover Up, so if we go through the counter spells, it should be fine. Let's keep going. I would love them to counter it, but they won't. Yep. Terminus, go. Land? Nope. Nope. This will be a little bit scary. Man, I was like, oh no, we are stuck on 4. No, we are stuck on 5 mana, which is incredibly better. You need to try to overwhelm your opponent with mana, because they, like, you can play end step into main phase. That's basically 10 mana of pressure. If you just keep playing turn for turn, they can always keep up. They just need to pass the turn forever. Like, they literally don't need to do anything. I think we will go with this just to make sure that we have more stuff. This is a very juicy counter spell, but they know that if they counter this, they won't counter the next play. So they have limited number of those. First counter. Okay, I see how it is. And now we have 6, which means we can go for this one. And I believe this should be good enough to steal the game. That's why you need to be patient, because now they have counter spell. If they have 2 counter spells with Spell Pierce, bro, not even close. Not even close. Not Spell Pierce into Exhale, but just 3 steps ahead. Bro, that's 1 counter spell too little. Alright, it's still not fully over, but this is very good stuff for us. They need another creature, they might not have it. This deck doesn't play too many. They can go for the Reef, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. As long as we get the land, we are kinda, completely okay with it. Let's go. If you weren't patient in this game, you would get absolutely destroyed. They would just protect this creature until it kills you. This could be... Wait. Let's bait another counter spell. Because that means they are down to 1 card, and I hope that's enough. And by the way, we force them to use 3 steps ahead on 4 mana. This is the one spot you never want to use it on. And now we are getting to our cool Fountainports, hopefully. Slowly winning the game. Let's go fish. You know your job. You know your job. We don't have creatures yet, right? Honestly, this is fine. We'll just keep smorking our opponent, and at some point we'll have better board than them. And we can always sweep if we don't like the situation. So when we hit one of the cards, one of the creatures in the graveyard, we can activate Terminus. But for now we chill. We already have enough. The fish of doom, you love, but this won so many games. This is my favorite card, man. Oh, double Fountainport, double pressure. I tell you, they got scared the moment they've seen it, and this cannot be countered. So this is actually better than just huge creature, because they would counter the creature, but they cannot counter the fish. And they don't have removal because they play blue. So their removal is countering spells. We just need to be careful to not go to like 3, because maybe they can surprise us with something, but we still have counter spells, so that's a lot. You laughed at the fish, but now it's the army. Alright, so they have like what, two turns before we just smoke them to absolute oblivion. We could also draw cards and win on value. I mean, I counter your spell. And we'll force a counter spell, because we have tons of mana and we still have enough for the Fountainport. They might counter it, but they need a real counter spell for it. This also means they need to tap harder, and as you can see, even whatever they do, they are just falling to behind. Show me what you got. And some blue. I mean, they probably don't like seeing this on turn 1. They highlighted it. Oh, it was like, yeah, like I know the feeling, man. I absolutely know the feeling. We want black mana. I will pay. This seems to be a control deck. It might get countered, but it's fine. I would love it to not be countered, to be absolutely honest with you, but you know, doable. This extra mana also helps us to cast stuff, that are uncountable, because of course we need to pay extra mana for them. It should be Fountainport. I'm sorry, I was too focused on my cute Marang. Alright, play? No. I hope that they tap so we can play Marang, because I'm not playing a counter spell, Marang into this. That's why I should have gone for the Fountainport. This would be so much better than what I did. But, you know, we will roll with it. We have uncounterable spells. However, we don't have a counter spell ourselves. So this will be a huge problem. They already got the Consult the Star Charts, which is not perfect. But we should have more counter spells than them, and we can counter with uncounterable counter spells. That was a sentence that you just witnessed. I need good cards, man. Right, I don't think we well... It's something that we don't need. Let's go. Alright, I don't think they can wrap... Well, they don't have black, so it doesn't matter. Well, indestructible. You would think that indestructible artifact is hard to remove? Well, guess again. Guess again. And they're stocking up. However, they tapped fully, so that's something. Alright, so they will go into this absolute supreme late game of trying to counter everything, and I think we are okay with it. They need to make meaningful plays, and they usually cost a lot of mana. Unless they have Monument, of course. There's no way this is going wrong for us. Like, treasures will be always useful, especially that we have uncounterable spells. So they can play something in response, but it usually just draws cards. Now let's play the lands that are untapped. We need to be really smart about this game, because we only have single counter spell. We didn't get any card advantage really. So we are in a bit of a rough spot. Biza, it will be a bit of a problem. So we have both 7 cards. They are not getting anything more. That's super important. If Biza is just a 4-5, it's so much better. Man, I would love to have this Terminus. But what can you do? What can you do? And those treasures will be super important. They are also harder to remove. Ultima is something we need to be careful of. Alright, and this is our first counter spell, so that's really good. This is really good. Now we can maybe start doing stuff slowly but surely. We probably will take 2 hits from this before we react. And we can really punish them, man. Okay, so I think what we will do here is go with this. We have uncounterable spells, something our opponent does not have. And we can draw 3 cards, making sure that we get them. And what they can do, like they can draw cards themselves and that's it. And we are getting into those juicy counter spells that we desperately need. How many? 9. 1 too many. But we cannot really tap. I wonder what is the Wincon. We could go... Yeah, let's get rid of this. And what was the other card? Virtue? It's a Wincon, so I will get rid of the land. We have 2. It should be good enough for now. We have double Fountainport, so moment we hit Shoot the Sheriff. Do we care about the graveyard? A little bit, but not as much to counter it, I think. It's a little bit painful because then Virtue is not a Wincon anymore, but counter spells are so good, you don't want to waste them. Yep, we go lower. And now we make the real big play of the game. You guessed it, the fish. Double fish, in fact. So now it will be way harder for our opponent to go through this. It's too early for Luis. We just chill. The fish is here to buy time. Our opponent also have the Fountainport, so they will probably pressure. Oh, they know. They will try to win with this. So let's draw a card, shall we? Don't forget, Shoot the Sheriff instantly gets rid of this whole pressure. The only reason it's going is because we didn't hit it. Do we draw another one? I think we do. No, we don't. We don't need to. Let's see what the card is. Shoot the Sheriff, please? Nope. Not good enough for this one. Alright. So the game is hard for a little bit wrong reasons, but I think we can do it. Because moment we get rid of Biza, all of this did not matter. Because they just don't have a way to finish us. If we go for one, I mean, this is not bad. We go for it, and we still have a counter spell potentially. But I think we much rather go Marang. It's just a better play overall. And we still have a counter spell, so if they respond with counter spell, it's, you know, like we're pretty happy about it. They might counter it because they think that we don't have... Well, we don't really have the answers, but it's fine. Okay, that's nice. We could go into some counter spell battle to tap them up to 4, then they have only 1 small counter spell. That's not bad. This is every spell, so we could go Luis. Do we want to tap them? I think we just go for this. Because I kinda want to fight at the end of their turn. We still use 1 normal mana, so it's fine. I want to get them out of counter spells. They only have 2 cards right now. And don't forget we have uncounterable spells, so we can go pretty... Those draws are something else. If we bounce Biza, that's not amazing. I think we go with Luis, which means we need as much mana as possible. So we have what? 2, and then we go what? 3, 6, 8. Good enough for me? Bro, this is a big play. Let's go. I think it's 8. Is it 8? Oh no, 6, sorry. I knew this is a little bit too good to be true, but 6 should be good enough as well. And we also win on board, but you know, they probably have the answer. This is uncounterable, so whatever they had prepared, it won't work. One of the upsides of our build. And we go to 8, so Biza cannot kill us on the next turn. And we also have a 8-7, which demands an answer extremely quickly. So for example, if they don't have removal, this single creature will take over the whole game. And 1 hit gets us back to 16, which means that the whole pressure did nothing. However, the draws are not perfect. We literally need 1 shoot the sheriff to completely negate all the pressure. But our opponent is trying to find... I think they don't have removal and they are desperate to find it. They get rid of Biza. Alright, this is kinda removal. Not gonna lie, that's a good one. Probably the best they could get. And they messed up. This is not what you do. Now we actually can hit with it, and this is where we are starting to completely dominate our opponent. Elspeth was the only problem here. Now Biza doesn't matter really. Let's go for the Reef. I should put the counters probably. But it's fine. Do we want to bounce it? I don't think it really matters. We have Dragon, we have double counterspell. Our opponent is out of options. I don't think they have removal. That's why they went for this cycling, because they didn't have removal. Yep. As you can see, more and more desperate. I really think they could just kill this, right? With Elspeth. Oh, it's... Wait. It's not mana value 3 or greater. I know there's comment already. Oh man, this is so unlucky for our opponent. Like, not gonna lie, this is actually such a bad interaction for them. And now we can start going absolutely crazy. And don't forget, our counterspells are a little bit better than our opponents. No, Luis stays, bro. Luis stays, whether you like it or not. They actually didn't have the way to win this game, it seems. And patiently, we absolutely outplayed them during the game. And I'll be honest, I think they had a bit better draw early game than us. Like, our opponent is going first, and even though we are on the draw, we have a trick, because we can Terminus and ramp. Because as we know, now we can ramp as a control deck. And Terminus is a nice card. The fact it's indestructible also helps against like Ultima. You know, not the biggest deal, but it has a lot of upsides compared to what we normally get. We can discard a card. I think we can discard 1 land. We should have enough. Yeah, definitely. Let's go Terminus. I believe in ya. So now we want to get into something like Marang or the new counter spell, because we were very close to casting those. We probably... this might be a bit of a discard deck, so we might discard 1 of those, but if that's why they play a lot of enchantments. Yeah, it seems to be this type of deck. I will still keep removal, because we should draw a land in next 2 turns, I think. And if not, that means we drew something else, so hopefully that will be good enough. Now it feels a little bit scary when we drew the 5 drop. We have a lot of 5 drops. A little bit clunky, but thanks to Terminus we can kinda make it work, I feel. So I think we just counter it, man. This is one of the ways they can go a little bit crazy on the damage, and so far they traded card for card, and as you have seen, I mean, we're on 20. 20 is a good number as a control deck. And they are down to 2 cards, so very close. When we played this, I have to say, this is so far useful. Alright, I mean, got the card. But to be fair, as you can see, it seems that I made the bad call with discarding this land. If we had 5 mana, this would be such a big difference. So I would get more cards and more tempo and more power. So in the end, it seems that I made the wrong call. And I wasn't sure if I'm doing the right thing. And now I feel sad because I want to counter spells and draw cards. And now I need to do one of those only. Big play? Well, absolutely big play. And imagine if we could draw 2 cards. Well, that I messed up. Guys, I messed up. But they're down to 1 card. And what they have in the board is only the fluff that isn't relevant for us as a control deck. And we finally got the big thing. Let's go. Wrench. Speedway Saboteur. Definitely not any kind of cat superhero. Definitely. I have to say, so far the card is really useful. You get a 3 for 1 basically for 5 mana. That's not a bad deal. The only problem is that I'm drawing from my opponent deck. My deck is cooler, so I would prefer to draw from our deck, but it's fine. We can also check. Oh my god, I can pixie it. I can replay it. Man, this is one of the coolest moment. Let's see. When this tap up to 2 target artifact and creatures. What? I think we just go for removal. It's so cool because you can play with your opponent deck a little bit, and that gives you, you know, those unique games. I think we will be playing with this card a little bit more. I didn't, you know, like super focus on it. It was like Lewis for me, but it is a really fun card so far, and it has a ton of options. Oh, we cannot bounce it now. I'm so sad right now. It's fine. I will be sad while winning. I mean, that's what we usually do. Oh, I won too fast. I didn't have enough cards and they exploded. You know, this kind of stuff. So now they cannot really attack. It doesn't seem they realize it, so there's nothing. Let's just get a free trade while we can, I guess. You know, not the biggest deal, it's 1 damage. We could absolutely just ignore it, but it feels fun to just kill it for free. Then we have more stuff for later. So we have tons of value in this deck, so then you can kinda play, and as I said, a land from the top and pass. So you can actually play a little bit differently with this one. Because you are basically guaranteed to draw a bomb very quickly. Like we have what? 4 of those new counter spells, 4 Marangs, and 3 steps ahead. So like tons of cards, and we can even draw a little bit with Fountainport, which is what we will apparently do right now. I will pay life. Maybe, I guess it life gains them, so maybe it's not worth it. Yeah, probably we should go for the treasure. I wanted to, you know, just hit them a little bit, just a friendly tap into face. But it doesn't feel to be the case. Alright, even if you draw something like this, it's kinda okayish. Because if you are drawing removal, that means their next creature that will try to kill you doesn't matter, so you in a way buy more time. And our opponent, as you can see, and one of the coolest parts I like about control is that there are so many dead draws against control that your opponent just falls behind super quickly. I think we'll try to, you know, supercharge our gameplay and just go for the cards instead of trying to make a fish legion. I'm sorry, fish, but at some point we'll draw one of our, you know, multiple card advantage cards, and as I said, we literally don't draw a single one. And it's fine. It's fine, because in the end our opponent needs to kill us, so even if we whiff super hard with like interactions, I mean, that's 4 creatures that they need to draw before they make an... Man, we are both not drawing very well. We need to be better at Magic both. But our deck can recover from this way better. I will do it now, because we can already try to hit something. And we have tons of mana with Terminus. You know what? Good enough. Good enough. Even though it seems we are not making progress, we are basically clawing our claw around our opponent's neck. So artifact, sure, they will get the new card. This one doesn't really matter too much unless they Starcage it. But I'm not sure if they play. I'm not sure. So we will make the treasure. Now we can draw multiple cards a turn, basically. So this will get better and better, and our opponent is just absolutely suffocated there. And we can just pass the turn. everyone's favorite. The reason the game feels so slow here is that we literally don't hit any of our big cards. We have mostly big cards, but you know, if the shuffler decides that you are not getting them, and our opponent kinda the same, we will be here in shuffler's purgatory until we are deemed worthy. But as you can see, we are recovering way better than our opponent, because we can draw basically two and a half cards per turn while we are within 100%. And then you hit something like this. I would love a counter spell to protect it, but I think we'll just roll with it. We can just you know, end the game with fish, Marang, you know, all this good stuff, and we'll steal something cool from our opponents. This probably is a removal. Yep, up to 22, and cards are ours. We can, oh man, we can actually use it to super good extent. And we can get their last card, cause why not? If our opponent likes this type of strategy, let's make sure that they can enjoy it. If that's removal, of course, that's a bit awkward, but I will still go for the play. This doesn't really matter, at some point we'll just overwhelm them. It was a removal, but a slow one. And now we can start using our opponent's deck against them, and love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, we go for this, and we can do it again on the next turn. So sure, they will get a lot of life gain, but look how much value we are getting. Slowly but surely. And at some point when we draw one or two counter spells, they won't be able to make their plays. So yeah, I mean, that was a pretty decent turn. Let's go for the beetle. Now we have a pretty strong board, which will be better and better because we have ways to draw a ton of cards. So this can put up to like 3 or 6 counters even. And yeah, they just fall behind. Don't duress me, don't annex me. If you annex me, don't duress me. That's my whole idea for this situation. They will take the exhale and play annex. That's my guess. We could beat this by being on the play, but we are not good enough, so now we need to deal with it. Hopefully they don't have both parts, because if they have duress or bat into annex, you need 2 answers. This is perfect. By the way, what the hell, Shuffler? Listen, I won't complain, but I will complain in the you know, account for our opponent, because if they knew, they would not be happy about it. Now we have a counter spell. We need to get to this 5 mana. If we get there, we win the game. Like, our cards are just simply better. Okay. What you gonna do? Where I shoot you. Alright, that was extremely fun and not cringe at all. So let's see what the play is. Our opponent has no idea themselves, it seems. Okay. Perfect. We can fully ignore it. And they had the 3rd mana, so they actually tried to, you know, bait it a little bit. There's no harm in just getting our stuff back, thank you. And even though Gatekeeper of Malakir seems like a very strong card, and it is, well, against control it is literally a 2-drop that does nothing. Well, 9 turns to go. Unless we miss lands in next 9 turns, it won't matter. But who knows, who knows. We have... we need lands. We need lands. We need to be good at Magic and draw lands. By the way, we have 25 lands and triple Terminus, so we have basically like 28 lands, and we are still missing lands. Fortunately, the Gatekeeper of Malakir should probably keep the gate, because it's not doing much more. We can fully ignore it. Perfect. Guys, all we need to do to win the game, because I know you are curious how you beat this deck. Well, you need to draw a land from the top and then you win. See, that's how you play. A bad Magic player would draw a non-land, but we are professionals here. We draw the cards we need, unless we don't. So now our opponent is living on absolutely borrowed time, because our mana screw is finally over, and the true might of a control deck is upon our opponent. And that means they are absolutely done. We will never tap. We will never tap. Tapping is the best way to lose this game. So we could sweep, but we don't need to. I mean, let's go. Just because we don't like discarding cards. But to be absolutely fair, I think discarding card probably would be the better play. But we have 3-step set, we have small counterspell, big counterspell, super huge counterspell, and this deck, probably they had tons of removal, and as you can see, they just don't have enough pressure to beat us. Alright guys, and before we go to the deck, there's something I want to show you, because you probably have no idea, and I think it's kinda fun. Outsmart the Amateur, by the way, I'm super excited about this card in this deck, because I was checking some new cards, just as I usually do, and let's see all instant and sorceries from through the Omenpaths, and not collected, just to be sure. Wait, what? Let's make sure we took every single instant and sorcery for 2 best instant and sorcery colors in the whole set. One color is this. So, and you think that's not so bad. Let's check the ones that aren't based on a creature, because if something is based on a creature, control decks cannot use it, right? Or at least they shouldn't. This is creature based. This is a counter spell that is basically created for a aggro deck. Like, let's be honest, this is an aggro counter spell. So also not for control. This is something we had. I can literally go through every single card. This one is drawing a card, but you need a creature, so it's also not for control. This is a control card, so basically the first one. This is the second one. This is for basically aggro decks. And that was all blue cards, by the way. So we literally had 2 cards that are for control in the whole set. And we are not even considering if they are good. We just try to find a card that is for control. This is worse than we had. This is actually a legit card, This is for creature deck, otherwise you don't get upside. Basically creature deck, because you need the villain. This is creature deck. This is an actual control card, I know, crazy, with the upside of hitting face. This is, I guess, no, you need creatures for this, and this is for mayhem. So basically, for a control, in 2 colors in the whole set, we had 1, 2, 3 new cards. We're not considering if they are good or bad. I'm just literally giving you every single instant sorcery for a control deck in whole set. And guys, maybe it was just the small set. Let's check the creatures, shall we? Oh wow. Oh, here's the whole set. Well, suddenly it's not 3 cards. So as you can see, control didn't get too much love with this one, and I really like this card. Let's talk about the and you can tell me in the comments what you feel about it. I thought it's kind of funny because I usually check the sets with filters on colors and instant sorcerers. I usually care about control cards the most, and when I saw this set, it was like, there are no cards for control at all. So yeah, even though I like the set, so far I'm actually having a blast, but just wanted to have a little bit of discussion. We can have discussions here, right? And let's actually talk about the deck. I really liked it, and this is very slow card. You don't get me wrong, in order to get there you need to find so much time, but when you get there, man, this is just the sweetest control gameplay you will ever see. Countering spells, drawing cards, you have seen how frustrating it is for our opponent. And I'm pleasantly surprised with this one, Wrench, Speedway, Saboteur. I'm not a fan of art of this, this is basically Mad Max card. For some reason in Spider-Man, but the card so far is actually super fun. So I already have idea for a different deck with this one, and probably we won't see it in competitive decks, but it's a very fun card. So we will be playing it a lot probably on the channel if it goes through. So far so good, and yeah, I like this deck because it's like a control with potentially life gain from Luis, some ramp from Terminus. I know I didn't really use this ability too much. I should do it more. We had a moment where we could reanimate creatures. I think this was something to reanimate, and that's a really good value if you go for this play. We are playing so many counter spells, 12 of them, so if we are hitting anything slow, they cannot resolve a spell. And you even have this village to make sure that our counter spells are better than our opponent's counter spells. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed. This was really fun. I love playing Dimir control. This is by far my favorite archetype, and probably this was the deck that I was mostly excited for to try. So yeah, hope it was the same for you. Thank you to our amazing patrons that are supporting the channel, so we are not at the mercy of YouTube algorithm. By the way, this spider 1.5 hour video, man, this tanked so hard. I knew it will be wrong, it will be bad because it's YouTube, so you need to, you know, pack the content super short, but man, it bled my heart just a little bit. I spent whole day making that video. So guys, thank you for your support. It matters so much more than you think. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.